This is video 9, April 9, 2014, 09:46 a.m. And before I even get to that, I'll say something so it goes in our train of thought. It's like I was having a conversation with my father prior to going into the store. And he's trying to get me to go to the VA and talk to the VA about transcranial magnetic stimulation. I'm like, dude, unless I see this on the news to say they've uncovered this technology and it's being used to harm citizens, I'll be the first one to go to the VA to say, then are you going to X-ray and ultrasound the Tucson area? But until I see that, why would I go to the federal government who's perpetrating either all part of this crime? How much is far-right fascism? How much has a far-right fascism gotten liberals involved in this? I don't know. I'm asking a question. And what is the state-federal game? I don't know. But ironically, and I told this to my dad, it's like, and that's when I read my Dr. Aparicio notes, and I made a long documentaries on this. I'm saying I'm having an effect from food, and I want her to test my blood. She's begging me. She says, please, Marco Dom. She goes, please, Mr. Gonzalez, please go get a psyche valve. Prove me wrong. Meaning, she's basically saying this is coming from my mind and not, I didn't ingest the poison or I didn't ingest something in my food. And I'm like, okay, test my blood first. First, test my blood. She goes, please, Mr. Gonzalez. And I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, that whole situation was an agenda. And I said, wait. I want my blood tested. They wouldn't put it on the paper that they were testing me appropriately for what I'm saying I'm having an ambient effect. They wouldn't put it on the paper. It took me 2 hours for her to finally verbally admit that they would test me for anything that would be similar to Ambien. It took me a long time. And even they kept putting this assistant, Hispanic lady, I can't remember her name, I have it written down. But she kept saying they should, they might, not saying yes. So that was a whole agenda situation. Well, guess what happens, folks? And I have it in both my letters to GMA and to the Today Show, is the actual report that states that there is an experimental, it says maybe an experimental, made outside of the country drug within my bloodstream. So there was something. And they also said she gave me the wrong blood test. She was supposed to give me a blood test on one, and she ordered a urinalysis rather than the blood, so she ordered a wrong test. And that's also on that report. So my thing is that, does she know that something is, because everyone's evading from giving me that blood test. Every time I'm asking for the blood test, like when I was poisoned on my birthday, they don't want to give me the advanced blood test. They don't want to inform me of anything. Dr. Lancaster says he'll investigate it, he'll look at it, and doesn't want to see me again. It's that kind of thing. So I was talking to my dad about this. But that visit wasn't, and I even told my dad, she should have waited to have that conversation until she got results of the blood test. Meaning, does she know that there is something within my blood and trying to mask it from me? But my dad's doing the same game with this, it's like, my dad did something, and it always bothered me as a child. But what my dad used to do to my mother is he used to hold over that he was going to put her into a mental institution if she didn't behave. It was that type of church thing to get control of my mother. And I used to tell my dad, Mama's not crazy. She's different. She's depressed. But she's not crazy. But my dad used to do that as a... And he was kind of insinuating here, oh, well... I said, well, the best thing that they would want to do is to say, oh my God, we're going to force you, and then really put the number on me. It seems like they were trying to do that in the Dr. Aparicio visit. And remember, I'm not talking about tech with Dr. Aparicio. I'm talking about ingesting something that caused me an ambient effect, which is true. Something was in my bloodstream, experimental, from a foreign country. What is it? Nobody will answer it. Dr. Winter walks out of the room. Nobody wants to answer the question. But then my dad started to play that little game, and he played that little game with my mother, and it's absolutely despicable, and he should be ashamed of himself. So, what's the tech? And what are the narcotics within my bloodstream